WWE rumors, WWE headlines, the latest and the greatest, the hottest, the most in depth, the most thorough, the most elusive, the most exclusive. We are bringing it to you right here and right now. The mission statement. Is there a mutiny? Is there an escalation, viewers? We got an escalation ladder right here. Now, I was not planning on recording a second video today. I was honestly going to watch some tape and relax. But about 45 minutes ago, my phone started blowing up, and then the statement dropped. The rumors, the gossip, the speculation, the guesswork. We're talking about a press release that TKO and WWE just put out regarding the status of the Royal Rumble 2026. And guys, the wording here is terrifying, okay? But it's always subject to change. Remember, it is always subject to change. Now, they aren't using the word canceled yet. They are using words like postponed, structural integrity, fan safety. But if you read between the lines, and that is what we do here on the channel, we read the dirt that they try to hide. This is panic mode. Now, we all know that the Royal Rumble is coming. We all know that the Royal Rumble is right around the corner. And we're going to be rumbling to you multiple times a day, the hottest, the latest, the greatest, the newest, the most definitive. We are hearing rumors and gossip coming out of where the Royal Rumble will be presented. Could be suffered due to weather, could be suffering significant damage due to a storm. We are hearing that trucks, production trucks with the ring, the lights, the entrance, could be stuck in water, could be stuck in flooding if this thing gets out of control. Now, you see in my neck of the woods, my backyard, we just had a monumental snowstorm. We had a massive blizzard. Now, is Saudi Arabia going to suffer the same fate, ladies and gentlemen? Now, we are hearing that the game Triple H currently could be in a war room meeting trying to figure out if they can even hold the show this weekend. Royal Rumble 2026 is on the verge of being scrapped, again, according to rumor, gossip, and speculation online. Let's break down the statement, the lies, and the backstage mutiny happening right now. But first, viewers, fans, and subscribers, let's look into the facts. Could be under what they could call a bomb cyclone. We know this, but this is what the dirt sheets aren't telling you. My sources are saying that the structural issue that the WWE mentioned could be mentioning in their statement isn't just about structural damage. It's about the load-bearing rigging for the new set. Now, we all saw Royal Rumble. It took about a couple of weeks to put the set up, to design it, to get it there, to put it all together. But that doesn't mean that weather can't ruin it. That doesn't mean that rain and wind and colossal weather of epic proportions could ruin the Royal Rumble event. And that's the chances. That's the risk when it is outside, because you can expect the unexpected. Now, WWE playing a massive multi-million-dollar set for the Royal Rumble, which is what the world saw. The road to WrestleMania 42 starts here. But because of drops, because of the engineering team is reportedly refusing to hang the rig, they're saying it's unsafe. So now TKO has a choice for the Royal Rumble. Run the show with a house show setup, no big screens, no pyro, looking like a budget indie show. Cancel the event and lose well over $50 million. Now, again, this is only if the travesty and the tragedy here as concerns the weather. If it gets that bad, if it gets that traumatizing for the Royal Rumble. Now, the arena is one thing. The stadium is one thing. Again, this was makeshift. This was put up. So, listen, when you put up an arena that quick, that fast, and you put it together, anything can happen. Again, anything can happen. Expect the unexpected, okay? You got to worry about the dangers. You got to worry about the weather. You got to worry about the timing. You got to worry about the escalation. There's so many different things that goes into this. Now, you can fix structural damage. You can fix things here and there. You can even, get rid of the water in the parking lot. Hell, even if it was snow. But you cannot have a Royal Rumble without the wrestlers. And this is where the story gets ugly. This is where we take on a little bit of a swerve. I am hearing rumblings of a soft strike or perhaps a mutiny starting with the SmackDown locker room. Now, we talked earlier about talent being stranded. Well, now they are being told to drive through the storm. Imagine telling a guy like Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, to rent a Ford Focus and drive 12 hours through a massive storm to make the show. He's not doing it. Randy Orton isn't doing it. As a matter of fact, has Randy Orton even been declared for the Royal Rumble? for the last, 2 or 3 years, Randy Orton hasn't been in a Royal Rumble. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I have been wrong before. Now, think about the surprises that we expected. Again, we're supposed to get all these surprises. We're supposed to get all these different variables. We expected, again, there was rumors, there was whispers of a Shield reunion, whether that's this year or next year, I don't know. We expected the return of the Beast Incarnate Brock Lesnar. The entire Vision is going to be in the Royal Rumble. Now, if the airports are closed, those surprises are gone. Poof, just like that. Now, we might be looking at a Royal Rumble match filled with NXT talents and local jobbers just to fill the 30 spots. Could be. Could be if worse comes to worse, okay? Do you want to see a Rumble where number 30 is Otis? No disrespect to Otis, but we were promised big names like The Rock. Now, who fills the spots, viewers? Who will fill the spots if certain stars can't make it, if the weather gets that bad, if it gets that detrimental to the Royal Rumble set? Now, I mean, let me just make the call here. Imagine if I was one of the wrestlers and I'm getting that call. Hello, Triple H? You want me to die in the storm for a mid-card push? No thanks. So what happens next, viewers? If the stadium deemed unsafe, if the weather gets in the way, and again, the weather can play a major factor, and the talent is stuck, what is plan B? What is the backup? What do you go to next? What is on the drawing board? Well, there's a rumor floating around, and I want to stress this is a rumor, but it comes from a credible insider that the WWE could be secretly preparing the Performance Center in Orlando. Again, very rare, very risky business, but again, you just never, ever know. Again, you don't know what variable of weather, you don't know what kind of weather you're going to be getting, what kind of storm Saudi Arabia could be getting. As a matter of fact, here live on the show, hold on, viewers, 1 second. So, looking here, thunderstorms, hail, and strong winds are expected to persist across the region. Well, this is breaking news, guys. Again, from Saudi Arabia is expected to experience winds that will drop. Well, this is huge. Advise residents to be cautious due to the unusual weather conditions that may affect normal life and traffic. Wow. Horrific chaos in Saudi Arabia. Brutal storms and floods hit. Again, guys, this was as early as just a few days ago, guys. Unbelievable. So again, this could be a major problem. This could be a huge difference maker for the WWE. But here is the darker conspiracy, ladies and gentlemen. Is TKO using the weather as an excuse? Are the ticket sales lower than they claimed? Is this a way to move the venue without admitting that they didn't sell it out? Think about it, viewers. Think about it. Now, remember 2020, the empty arena. Remember that? We might be going back there for one night only. The rumor is that they fly everyone who can fly or travel to Florida, and they do the Rumble in front of about 200 people at the PC. Can you imagine? The road to WrestleMania 42 starting in a warehouse in Florida because they couldn't handle a storm. Investors would panic. The stock would crash. Netflix would be furious. But not so much Netflix as much it would be ESPN because they're the ones putting on the damn event. Now, we are just literally 48 hours away from the Royal Rumble. We're just 2 days away from the Royal Rumble. And right now, nobody knows if it's going to go down. Not the fans, not the wrestlers, not even the game Triple H himself. This statement was meant to calm us down, but all it did was pour gasoline on the fire. It's going to misfire. It's going to mistrigger. Now, I want to know what you think, viewers. Is the WWE going to cancel the Rumble? Are they going to recondition? Are they going to refocus it? Are they going to regenerate it? Are they going to move it? Will we get a delayed show, perhaps, on Monday? Maybe they'll put the Royal Rumble on Monday. Will it move or shift to a different day? Again, this is very rare and unusual weather for Saudi Arabia. Or are we about to watch the biggest disaster in wrestling history? Let me know in the comment section. I'll be reading them all night. And if another update drops, guys, remember, I want you to all check out my videos, guys. Every day, I want all of you right now. Because we do multiple videos a day, guys. We do multiple uploads a day. I don't want you to miss one moment or 1 minute of what the spectacular, brash, and brazen has to offer and what I'm going to be giving to you. Ding dong, ding dong. SeanzViewEnt is here all night long. Now, also, coming in from the dirt sheets, the websites, the headlines, Stephanie McMahon reveals wardrobe malfunction nearly caused chaos on WWE TV. Yes, Stephanie McMahon, according to those in the know, Stephanie McMahon said this herself. And I'm sure people wouldn't be too mad or sad if there was a wardrobe malfunction from Stephanie McMahon. Also, Daria Ray reveals private DMs with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, voice notes, compliments, and awkward message that ended it. Daria Ray, who we all now know is now in TNA, reveals that she was arrested over legal gun and WWE backed her after a scary mistake. Also, breaking news on the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar and Logan Paul. Logan Paul admits concern over Brock Lesnar entering the WWE Royal Rumble event. Also, there is a lot of rumor and gossip and speculation. For those of you that didn't watch my video from this morning, and I urge you, please go check out my video from earlier today, guys. Because, again, we do multiple updates a day, multiple videos a day to keep you in the know because it is what it is. Now, we're also receiving word that at WrestleMania, one of the key matches could be Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk at WrestleMania. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, well, Sean, I thought it was going to be Gunther versus Brock Lesnar since we were supposed to get that for the last 2 years in a row, but it didn't happen. It didn't materialize. It didn't go down. Why would the WWE not pull the trigger on it this time? Well, because here's the thing. Quite frankly, the WWE is going to be waiting till SummerSlam to have that match. Now, again, plans could change. Again, rumor, gossip, speculation, hearsay. A lot of different things can go into this, but the one thing that I am hearing, the one thing that I'm seeing is that Lesnar and CM Punk is more apparent than Brock Lesnar versus Gunther because they're going to save that for SummerSlam later on this year. Also, a former Universal Champion, a former WWE Champion's knee got so bad they had to cut it open and drain it. That according to WWE star Braun Strowman. We wish him the best. Pat McAfee's current WWE return status after lengthy absence. According to the dirt sheets, the websites, and the newsletters, it would appear as if Pat McAfee will be coming back sooner rather than later. Perhaps even as soon as the Royal Rumble. Also, another surprise entrant into the Royal Rumble. At this time, we are receiving word. The status. The question about WWE's Dominic Mysterio, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Will he appear in a 30-man Royal Rumble where the winner will punch their ticket straight to the main event of WrestleMania? Well, it would appear as if that Dominic Mysterio's status for WWE Royal Rumble amid injury absence is 50-50. He may appear, he may not appear. It all comes down to how severe and how bad the injury is and if he will be cleared to go by the night. Again, your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, your emotions on all of that. Also, again, great to see WWE Intercontinental Champion. Okay, so WWE Intercontinental Champion here, and here's an update. This is why we do multiple videos today to give you the hottest updates. Dominic Mysterio at the Vegas Arena. Hopefully he listened to all the advice we gave him and helped him get over. Dominic's visit came just weeks after he report from the Wrestling Observer newsletter confirmed he would not require surgery for his shoulder injury, and it was expected to be out for only 3 to 4 weeks. Although WWE never officially detailed the extent of his injury, they did quietly pull Dominic from live events in Baltimore. He was originally scheduled to team with Liv Morgan against Rey Mysterio and Rhea Ripley, but he was replaced by Grayson Waller. Now with his FSW appearance, the question remains whether Dom's recovery has progressed enough for him to make a surprise entrant into the Royal Rumble. And you got to wonder now, who is going to go all the way? Who is going to win the damn thing? Again, viewers, it all boils down to your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, and your emotions. Whether or not he's ready to wrestle, one thing is clear, Dominic Mysterio is staying close to the ring and the people who can help him stay sharp. WWE stars, viewers, and this is just coming across my desk right now. WWE stars sharing their old footage with current NXT stars. A WWE star has said that they are sharing their old tag team footage with current WWE NXT stars at the Performance Center. Prior to signing with AEW, Ethan Page was part of the North Tag Team and TNA Wrestling, with the two becoming the longest reigning Impact Tag Team champions of all time. Page said that he has been sending videos of the North to the current NXT teams to use their moves that he invented with action figures. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty dynamic. There you go, viewers. That is pretty cool. Also, breaking news. We all know that Tommaso Ciampa is in AEW, but here is the exclusives because we go further. We dig deeper here on Sean's View Entertainment as concerns rumors, news, gossip, speculation, hearsay. Tommaso Ciampa says that his NXT performance was nothing compared to what's coming in AEW. And can you imagine what he's going to say, what he's going to do, what he's going to bring, how he's going to bleed it through, how he's going to showcase it, ladies and gentlemen. Tommaso Ciampa explains why he left the WWE for AEW, that being leaked and exposed online right now. So let's get into this one because this is a very big hot topic. The Psycho Killer, which he's now known as in AEW, explained that this wasn't a rash decision. It was something that has been building for a while. It's something I've been leaning towards for quite some time. I don't know that I can say there's one solo fact that led to cursed it. Ciampa admitted, I think it's one of those things when your contract is coming to an end, you naturally have discussions. As for where he belonged in this era of wrestling, Ciampa made it clear that AEW was the natural next step in his journey. If I wrestled in the 90s, I'd want to be part of ECW, early 2000s. You want to be a part of Ring of Honor. I was lucky to get to do a little bit. 2010s, I think for me at least, I wanted to be part of the NXT Black and Gold. And when I looked at the landscape of professional wrestling in the 2020s, the answer was AEW, man. That's what I want to be a part of. So again, hopefully he'll get a better push, better creative, better booking, better leverage, because Tommaso Ciampa, in my opinion, should have at least been an Intercontinental or United States champion, in my estimation. Again, with the right character, the right vibes, the right aura. I mean, it really could have came together for Tommaso Ciampa. It really could have. But again, as you can see, there was a glass ceiling, and that glass ceiling was absolutely met, sadly, untimely, and unfortunately. Also, viewers, fans, and subscribers, Powerhouse Hobbs reached out to good old JR Jim Ross before the 2026 Royal Rumble. Natalia Natty refuses to apologize for taking a pee, urinating on Natalia Tombstone in a viral tweet. Again, Natty, who's no longer Natalia, out with the old, in with the new. It's time for a new day and a new way for Natty. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Elena Black heats up Twitter with photo drop before her TNA Impact return match tonight. Also, ladies and gentlemen, how the WWE Royal Rumble is really put together. Well, a Royal to me, it's always felt like a production meeting for the Rumble. Hectic. I mean, you get 30 superstars who are entering the ring every 2 minutes. You start off with 2 participants, and then 2 minutes after, another participant starts coming in from the 30 that they've been selected. Once you find out that you're in the Rumble, you want to go to your producer or find out who's in charge and figure out the order of eliminations and where you stand in terms of being eliminated. At that point, whoever is going to eliminate you or however you're getting eliminated, you want to go over it with that person. The producer then breaks it down and says, okay, this person will eliminate you, then you eliminate that person, and so on and so forth. And all that is being laid out. Once wrestlers find out they're in the Rumble, they immediately chase down their producer to find out the game plan and how they're being eliminated and by whom. But the actual part of the eliminations, that's on the talent, how it will be choreographed. It's the producer's job to lay everything out for you, but it's up to the talent to decide to make it intriguing and exciting, how to eliminate, how to be eliminated, and how to do the elimination. So as you can see, there's a lot that goes in to the Royal Rumble extravaganza. Unless Vince sees a certain way that a person should be eliminated, then it's going to be done Vince's way when Vince was there. As we know now in 2026, Vince is not there, so it will be done the Triple H way. I've never worked under Triple H, so I'm not sure, but I can speak for Vince. So the producer and Vince trust that the talent will make it exciting and propelling. As Vince likes to say a lot, he really likes that word. That's usually how it's done within the framework of those 30 participants coming in and out of the ring. Again, viewers, that according to a higher ranked star that did it, that wrestled, that competed, knows what it's like and how a Royal Rumble is ultimately put together. WWE talent actually have to pay out of pocket for Saudi-compliant Royal Rumble gear for the women, for the girls, for the ladies. Can you believe that, ladies and gentlemen? Absolutely unbelievable. WWE talent have to pay out of pocket for Saudi-compliant Royal Rumble gear because we all know how strict they are over there in Saudi Arabia. The conversation about the Women's Royal Rumble just shifted in a big way, and the real story now isn't just about Sol Rook anymore. A new update from WrestleVotes sheds light about via Fightful Select confirms that WWE has internally discussed multiple names for potential inclusion in the Women's Royal Rumble match. Not just one. According to the report, Sol Ruka, Lola Vice, and Triple H standout Mr. Iguana have all been talked about internally when it comes to possible entrance into the Royal Rumble. Again, viewers, your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, and your feedback on all of that, because we lay it out on you guys. We lay it all out here. We give you the promise. We give you the intrigue. We make it notable. So far up to this point, what do you feel has been the hottest news item? What have you been compelled by? What have you been intrigued by? And again, will the Royal Rumble be ruined by bad weather? Will it be postponed? Will it be delayed? There's all kinds of different missing puzzle pieces that are moving right now, and this is obviously one of those gigantic updates. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean's View Entertainment gives you the hottest, the latest. Remember to hype, like. Remember to become a channel member today. Remember to donate below with a super thanks donation, because Sean's View Entertainment knows that it's all about you. Subscribe.